Hey guys, Kevin Shaw here, Editor-in-Chief of Mopar Connection Magazine. Today is particularly interesting for me as I just came back from Los Angeles, spending a week at the SEMA organization's MPMC, and that is the Manufacturer and Meeting Trade Show, where we get to sit down with some of the biggest names in the automotive aftermarket and talk about some of the things that we're doing here at the magazine, as well as future projects that we have in mind. And for the magazine, it was also an opportunity for us to tell them what we got going on, some of the great things that we got cooking up, a lot of stuff that's been happening, and particularly because of you and our viewership here on the YouTube channel, as well as all of you who go to moparconnectionmagazine.com and read the magazine, subscribe to the newsletter. All of our growth is directly because of you guys, and I definitely want to reach out and say thank you specifically to all of you guys who've hit the subscribe button, both here on YouTube and over on the magazine. And share one quick memory in regards to my career in Mopar publishing. At this last week's MPMC meeting, I was able to take a moment and stop and reflect on the really cool relationships that we've got to build with these companies, as well as a lot of really fun projects that we've been able to do together. And it was really overwhelming to think that, man, since the early days of reading those old hot rod magazines, that today I'm working with Edelbrock and Holley and Hughes Engines and all these great guys who've made such a huge impact on the industry and the hobby that we love today. So I wanted to say how grateful I am to all those guys who've been able to work with us to support the magazine itself and allow us to make a magazine that frankly is completely free to you guys. We wanted to be able to offer a resource for really cool builds, for really good tutorial, for just good, easy to follow, replicable tech that you guys could do at home that wasn't going to blow your bank account apart, was going to allow you to still be able to live a normal life and build a really fun car that you and your family could enjoy. So that's been something that has been a source of pride for us, and I can't do it without saying thank you to all of you who've come to the magazine, who've come to Mopar Connection Magazine, who've subscribed to the YouTube channel, who've subscribed to the magazine itself, and all those companies who have looked out and said, man, we really like what these guys are doing here at Mopar Connection and we want to support it. So that is a really big important thing for me to say. I really want to thank you guys for making this dream come true. And with that, we have a lot of really fun projects happening this year. We have some really big stuff to announce. We're cooking up a really cool project with Direct Connection and Mopar themselves, as well as some other really amazing companies. We can't announce it fully yet. Some stuff hasn't been worked out, but the big stuff has been handled, and we're really excited to announce that some awesome projects are happening this year that are going to carry into the next and even maybe a little further. We're really grateful for a lot of companies who said, hey, we want to get involved with Mopar too, and when they look out on the landscape, we came up first. So that was a huge vote of confidence for us, and it was really humbling. So in taking a moment to stop and reflect and quite frankly count my blessings over the course of my career here in Mopar Publishing, I stopped and thought about the very first article that was ever published by me in Mopar Muscle Magazine. I was tasked with a very small little insert article at the same time that Mopar Muscle was announcing the return of the Hemi-powered Charger. Many of you might remember it as the 2006 Charger RT with the 345 horsepower 5.7 liter Hemi. And we were tasked with a very quick, kind of short notice, off-the-cuff review of the new sedan. We had not put our hands on it. We only had been given some choice images and a lot of information on it. Any sort of test drive was going to come a lot later. So Randy Bullock had come down to me and he goes, well, you own a Charger, so I want to get your take as a classic Charger owner on what you think the new four-door Charger is. Well, being 25 years old and quite frankly not knowing the politics of publishing as it is, I went off on a screed and started writing all the negative things that I could think of about the Charger, and quickly realized they were never going to publish this. So I stopped, deleted what I wrote, and started thinking maybe this car wasn't exactly targeting a 25-year-old with a clapped out 69 Charger. Maybe I should stop and think about maybe who Dodge was aiming this at. So what I wrote was a very quick little insert that I have here. And many of you who subscribed might remember this cover. This is the cover of the very first issue that I was published in at Mopar Muscle as a full-time employee. Came out in May of 2005. And what I wrote was called Missing the Mark. It turns out it wasn't so much the car, but the author who was missing the mark. In it, I wrote a list of all the niceties, of all the features, and all the conveniences of a modern car. And certainly, it was a great automobile. There's plenty of you who ran out and bought one. I test drove one for a little bit. They're great. They're a fantastic entry for the Charger name. And many of you today own modern Chargers, and they're fantastic. We've done videos on the new Chargers and how great they are, so this really isn't up for debate. But in this, I proceeded to slight the fact that it was a four-door and it didn't have a lot of the retro styling that Ford had put into its newly redesigned 2004-2005 GT Mustang. We were really hoping for more of a retro design for the Charger and not the RT Charger that we got. For the Charger diehards, oh man, we got all upset and we got all twisted up on it. Mind you, the SRT8 had not come out yet, and we definitely would not have imagined a Hellcat and the Daytonas that came out later. At the end of the article, I concluded that it was a great car and it should be appreciated for what it is. It just wasn't, quote unquote, a Charger, as the Charger had so much legacy to it. Now, a lot of people thought that was fine and agreed with it, but I'll tell you what, we sure got a phone call from corporate, and they demanded to know who the heck this Kevin was and why he was writing for Mopar Muscle Magazine and probably should be immediately fired. And the publishers thought that was really funny, and of course Randy Bullock wanted to wave that in my face as, oh boy, you sure kicked the bee's nest. And thankfully they didn't fire me on the spot. So while my career may have started with a little bit of a stumble and the Charger's reintroduction was a little bit rocky to begin with, I like to trace both of them together into something that is really something to be excited about, something to be proud about. I am immensely proud of what we've done here at Mopar Connection Magazine. I'm immensely proud of our team that work at Mopar Connection Magazine. We've got some amazing guys. We've got new people who are coming on. We have lots of contributors who are giving their 2 cents and bringing their perspective into the magazine. I couldn't have imagined a better team of guys to be working with. I'm very grateful for all of them. So I really hope that you guys take a moment to go over to moparconnectionmagazine.com, where new articles are written and published every single day, entirely subscription free to you. And it is some of the best Mopar content to have come out in 30 years. So please go and check it out. It's of no cost to you. There's no passwords. There's no downloads. I really want to make it a big invitation for all of you here on the YouTube channel, everyone who gets to see this, to hop over to Mopar Connection Magazine and go check it out. We're really proud of what we've been able to do in our 8 years of publishing and many more years to come. And for all the companies who support us, we definitely want to say thank you. We're incredibly excited for the new year, and thank you for your support and believing in us. We're allowing this to be the fastest growing Mopar magazine in the whole industry, and we couldn't have done it without you. So thanks again, guys. I want to share my gratitude for all of you. Thanks so much for making this happen, and we hope you have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.